summer, saw him working inside a little bit
Yeah.
as well. Seems versatile player, but what do you see from him?
Yeah, I think that's it. You see the versatility, you see quickness. He's smart. He's picking it up really well. So it's just about, like other guys that are young, just keeps trying to stack reps for these guys and put them in competitive situations to get them to compete. And it's nice to get one-on-ones and things like that going a little bit too. So you get to see everybody a little bit that way.
Saw Nolan Smith getting some work as a fall linebacker yesterday. What was behind that? Is that part of his skill set?
Yeah, I think it's just we're just trying to get guys reps at different spots, and so in certain periods like 7-on-7, we can get some of these OBs some work in coverage. We can do that, and then try to strategically put them in some different spots to keep it same as for them, And so it's just trying to keep testing out different combinations of guys in different spots.
How do you think he translates to that position, and what about him makes him a good candidate for both?
Yeah, I think right now it's just we're still in the kind of formative evaluation phase to see our best combinations, and so we don't know until we stack reps for it. I think he might have had 2 or 3 reps the other day at it or something like that. So we just got to keep kind of putting him in those situations, and really putting everybody in those different situations. You saw some other guys in those roles too, so we'll be able to keep testing that out. It's early.
Sean, what are you doing in 2021 to unlock Robert Quinn, for lack of a better term? And is that something you can do with the songwriting?
I don't know if I had the magic key to unlock Robert Quinn. I mean, Robert's, potentially a future Hall of Fame pass rusher, over 100 sacks and everything. So we were able to just try to create different matchups, and obviously we've had great success doing that here recently. And so hopefully we can just keep trying to leverage matchups and putting guys in position to win when they're down to win. And we talk about that a lot on defense. There's different times that different people have a chance to win, whether it's a DB or a rush guy, and when it's their chance, it's time to go.
Yesterday, the last time we saw you kind of unveil the big nickel, the 3 safety look. What do you like about that, or is that just a boundary?
Yeah, it's just the similar thing, to these other packages where you're just trying to find matchups. So when you get some guys in those roles and they can cover tight ends, it's just trying to leverage your matchups and leverage your talents and our talents to find the best combination 11 situationally. And so we're just going to keep kind of toying with that kind of stuff early here in camp, and we got about 3 or 4 weeks here to figure out those matchups.
When do you anticipate Hassan will be full participant in practice?
I don't know. when Tom and the trainers tell me he's full go for practice, I mean, he's doing a great job around the building. He's really sharp, really engaged in meetings, and then everything that we're adding to him, whether it's indie drills or 7-on-7 or whatever it is, he's really doing a good job with that. So I'm really thrilled where he is. And then whenever they say he's full go, that's when he's full go.
So you don't anticipate missing these reps early on will impact his play come the regular season?
I hope not. I mean, he's a pro. He's a pro's pro, and that's what happens in this league. And guys know when it's time to be ready, it's time to be ready. And so when you don't get the physical reps, you got to get the mental reps. And he's doing a great job of embracing that.
Philosophy on matchup films, using zones, you use man techniques. How often do you like to use that? How often do you allow the player to decide when to use it?
Well, by call, we got a lot of different types of zones and mans that we kind of play. And really the overall philosophy is trying to get the guys to play as fast as they can given the call, and giving them really empowering them the tools that they need by play to do that. So there'll be times that you'll see some match stuff, there'll be times you'll see some zone stuff, but it's really based on how we want to pick up routes and how we want to leverage our defense in certain spots.
How much leeway do you allow Slay and Bradbury?
I think we're at the point, and we had it's funny. We had a team meeting or unit meeting last night, and we talked about that. This defense is built to leverage people's talents, and the faster we grow in it, the faster everybody's going to be able to figure out where they can go take their shots and leverage their talents, and we'll give them those liberties. But we got to grow together, and you can't have 11 guys going rogue, and we won't have any guys going rogue. It's about all 11 playing as one, and so when everybody's on the same page and they're able to relate with each other, that's how you create some dynamic defensive plays.
Yesterday, Jalen Hurts mentioned that he's been using you as a resource a little bit. He did that with the previous DC too. What's your relationship been like with him, and what kinds of things has he tried to learn from you?
Man, I tell you what, he's a stud. It was really impressive. I was just in my office one day, I think it was during dinner time, and I was just watching tape, and all of a sudden he's just standing there at the door, and I'm like, what's up? and then you just started asking questions, and I told him I love it. I love it. He's so sharp. He's so bright, and you see now being a part of the organization, you understand why he's so special. From afar you see it, but you don't really know until you're part of it. And I mean, the way his brain works, the questions, the types of questions that he asks, I mean, you could tell that he's just trying to elevate his game to the next level, and it really helps us. It helps me, and I told him that. I said, those questions are important for me to know because, our job is to impact the quarterback, and we want to try to do that. And when you're a top-level quarterback like he is, I want to get in his brain too and learn what's actually helpful, or are we doing something that we think is helpful, but it really ain't, and it really impacted him. So I think that dialogue is great, and he knows he's got an open door. Whenever he's got the opportunity to come and talk ball with me, it's there.
Sean, as a coordinator, you sort of, we talked to Jason Kelsey last week. You talked about how Brian Johnson would pop into the offensive line. What's your philosophy? How do you handle going into the D-line, tackles with Tracy, the edge rushers, the linebackers? How do you handle it?
Yeah, I try to be present. You guys see me at practice. I try to hit all the indie drills. I try to go to all the meetings every day. And I want the guys to see me. I want them to be around me. I want them to feel comfortable with asking me questions. I want the coaches to feel comfortable with me in there. Like, I'm not there to criticize or anything. I'm there to add whatever I can add to a meeting. And oftentimes, if I can't add something, I won't. I'll just sit there and take notes. I mean, I'm learning also. It's about me learning the players, learning the coaches, and us all being in this together. So my philosophy is I try to be as present and as accessible as I can be to everybody.
Is there any decision about that second group of defensive backs behind Slay and Bradbury and Monte? We've seen Kelly Ringo make some plays and Brady Williams at times. Is there anybody standing out in that second group so far?
No, I think they're all doing a good job. Because you like you said, you've listed them, and they're all shown their talents at different points in camp. Right now it's just about consistency and keep stacking those reps. It's like the second or third day of padded practice. Like we got to keep stacking those reps, and to be at a high level of defense, you got to be able to sustain consistency over a long period of time, and so that's what we want all these players to do is day in, day out, rep in, rep out, from day 1 to day 2 to day 3. Like, how can you stack those days mentally and physically? And that's part of our evaluation of these guys.
Sean, because Hassan has missed some team reps, you've got an extended look at some of the other guys. What stood out to you about the depth, specifically at the edges?
I mean, my gosh, you want to talk about a deep defensive front unit, right? I mean, it's pretty special. It's pretty special how Howie and Nick have built this roster from the front end, really the whole roster, but we're really deep. We're really deep, and that's a cool thing to have, and it's fun. It's fun to be around that.
You mentioned, we were talking about Mario earlier, just the whole group of guys you're working in at nickel with Avante's reps limited. What do you see from that whole group, and what do you look for in a corner that maybe thinks, maybe indicates some things?
Yeah, great question. What I've seen from that group is that they've all gotten better. And they're really taking on to the teaching that we're doing. There's some things that we like to teach as a staff at that nickel position. That nickel position is such a marquee position in this league because there's so many matchup issues created there. And so we want to be able to respond to those issues and teach our guys how to respond to that. And I think really that's what we look for. We look for really good everywhere. I mean, we look for really good football players. That's the first thing. If you can be a really good football player, we'll teach you how to play football within this defense. And that starts with high instincts, high brains, quickness, foot speed. All that stuff are the traits of any good position on defense. And so we're looking for all those things. And then that's how you can move guys. When they're really good football players, my experience has been they can be really good football players anywhere you put them on the field.
We've seen Sidney get some reps with the first and second defense now. I guess what's his progress look like to you? And is he kind of
Yeah, same. I mean, he's doing well. You see his speed and his ability to break on balls and his aggressiveness. He's still got to clean up some mental things, and that's okay because we're all there. Like I said, it's practice 7 or 8 of camp. Like, there's just things that we keep progressing, and I think the exciting thing for him is he's starting to feel more and more comfortable every day. And so just like all these young guys, they're starting to feel more and more comfortable, and you start to learn the next level of football. What is the offense really trying to do to you? You can't play every play the same way because the offense is doing different things. So I think it's just the elevation of our knowledge that way.
Nichols, what made you want to have a designated nickel coach? and have you had exposure to that in the past?
I've had the experience doing it. I've had the opportunity at places I've worked at, whether it was in my job title or not, that I've taken on that role. I think the nickel's a marquee position in this league. You know, I think they need specialized training. I think if you lump them in with safeties and corners and just go through those indie drills, you miss out on it. And so that's kind of the reason of why. And I'm really appreciative to Howie and Nick for allowing that position to be created, because it is unique. You know, not many people have that. And I think it's been a great blend because D Coach McDonald's still running the room, you know, but now he's got opportunities and he's built a great level of rapport with Coach Johnson and Coach Williams, where he can trust him and they can go do the drills under his vision of how he wants that done. And that's what it's about, right? It's about empowering guys and getting all of our guys detailing their teaching and their fundamentals and their techniques to the best we can, so it gives them the best chance to play.
Hey, Sean, there's obviously a limited amount of training camp practices, particularly here. What's that been like for you, trying to implement a new defense, and how are you kind of making up for it?
Yeah, I mean, that's the name of the game as a coach, right? You adjust and adapt to whatever it is, and so it hasn't been any different. I mean, I've been around schedules similar to this in my career, and so I mean, once you get the schedule, and Nick is great with that. We had the schedule back in, April or something of what this was going to look like, so you plan for it, and that's it. It's not, I mean, I don't think that's any concern or issue. It's great. You know, I love the schedule. I think the players love it. It's really friendly for them, and we're able to integrate our stuff appropriately.
A lot of nickel questions, but one more for you. Because you said it was so specialized in the training and all that. Does that mean you want to clearly define outside guys and inside guys, or are you open to?
No, I think the way we teach and our philosophy allows for a lot of the versatility, and you know, that's some of the questions that you guys have asked, and so we take a pride in our teaching. You know, we try to be highly detailed in our meetings and really organized, and the players understand the standards at each position and the techniques that we're teaching, and so we feel that's what allows for versatility and movement of players.
I guess since Sean just screamed again as he came to the field, Sean Bradley, fellow former Temple guy coming into year 4, has carved out the special teams role in the past. Like, where do you see him in terms of linebacker, defense? How do you think he's doing?
I think he's doing well. You know, I think overall, like, there's really not, and you guys might think it's fluff, but from where I'm at, we talked about this in the unit meeting last night. Like, everybody's doing a good job. They're really trying to master their roles and their techniques in the defense. And so when you do that, you see that's why they're playing fast right now in the field. You know, and can they be better? Yeah, we all can be better. It's practice 8. Right, I can be better as a coach. I screwed up a substitution yesterday in 7-on-7 in a scripted period. You know, like, I can't do that. So there's all these things that we can be better at, but these guys are really taking ownership of it, and that's really what we're looking for right now, is taking ownership and really taking command of the defense. And all those guys, Sean included, is doing that.
Did Nick yell at you when you messed up?
I'm sorry?
Did Nick yell at you when you messed up?
I think so, and I yelled at myself. So, I mean, that's what it is. It's accountability, right? It's part of our 5 pillars. Is you got to take accountability when you screw things up, and I'm not immune to that, and the players know that, and they'll hear from me every day when I screw something up, and that's okay.
One more, if you will. The competition right now for starting spots on the defense, it's tight. When a guy's going for it, is there something specific you're looking for?
No, I think we'll know. You know, when it's early, and the guys know that this competition is going to keep rolling. We're not in the business of making decisions too early. We're going to make them, and usually, in my experience, when there's a high-level competition, it promotes everybody's game, everybody's level of play gets better, and over time, once you let it sort itself out, it sorts itself out. Everybody knows where it should fall, and that's where we're not in any rush. Thanks, guys.